Short ribs. There's probably not been a cut that has had such popularity since the fajita. There are two types of short ribs though, and when you're making a specification, you need to make sure you tell them whether you want a chuck short rib, which would have 4 bones, or you want a rib short rib like this one that has 3 bones. Both of them have the same muscle. They're both going to eat the same. They just come from different from the forequarter or from the middle part of the animal. Chef, what did we do with these short ribs?
Well, there are different things we can do. Mainly what we do is slow cooking. This is very important because we need a lot of moist in the cooking process and also some time. So we highly recommend that minimum time of cooking for this should be between 6 to 8 hours. There are people who go all the way to 14 hours, but it really, you can get the benefits, the flavor, the taste, and what we're looking for, this unique tenderness that you will find in these pieces. They can be grilled as well, like in these sizes. As you can see, they're not too thick. And I would highly recommend that if you grill them, do it slowly, low flame, so that you get, again, all this tenderness that we're looking for.
And you know, in the Caribbean, we love this particular cut because it has the bone in it. And if it is done like a little marinade and then a grill, it doesn't take very long. And we often will call them a flanken style short rib. Or sometimes they're called Chinese style short ribs, but they really work great. You're on a beach barbecue and you just want something that comes off the grill that people can pick up and eat with their hands. It works extremely well in that type of scenario.
And I know you're probably worried about, that it's not a very good looking piece. Well, we're gonna show you how to make it good look.
So before we go into showing some other breakdowns of that short rib, let's look at this. This is what we call a K-style, what would be used in Korean barbecue, or we use it in the United States big time for cutting and braising beautifully. It would make a great item on your island because it is ready to go. You've got it cooked. It's just in time inventory when the order comes in.
The way you would receive a short rib generally would be like this, whole. We split it in 2 in order to be able to work with it. So as you can see, this would be short rib. We have 3 bones here. We have talked about this. So we divided it into 2, and then we're going to start working with one of these parts. Something that is really important, and chefs, we're always worrying about timing and cooking in the kitchen as soon as possible because our guests want their food quickly. So this preparation enables you to do it ahead of time, have it ready, either in sous vide or just pre-cooked, and just heat it up and send it over to the tables. So what we're going to start by doing here is we'll just make a cut and divide the piece.
So chef's going to make a short rib tomahawk. And it's the tomahawks, whether you're talking about a ribeye or you're talking about short ribs, tomahawk is very hot on menus these days.
One of the good things about this is it's very good looking. And you can see, you can picture this very well on top of, it could be some potato puree, sweet potato puree, very typical of the islands, or simply rice. And then you have a very good looking dish. So we can tie this up very easily. Just so remember that this has to be special tie knot for cooking. No plastic, please.
So this would be, again, from the short rib. So you could, technically this would be a beef short rib tomahawk. Well, compared to all the other cuts, this particular muscle has a tremendous amount of marbling. And it's why it's so sought after for things like braising or even for very thin sliced fast grill. So now we have what would be the traditional tomahawk ossobuco application. But say you have a wedding party or you're wanting to do smaller portions, not quite so big. It's very simple to have your butcher, someone with a bandsaw, be able to cut this right down in half, and then you have a smaller version of this big cut. It has a handle, you can eat it. It really, really is very applicable for all kinds of situations, especially where you have to hold it in heat. It performs very, very well. So here we have another application of that ossobuco style. And Chef is going to take out 2 of the main bones out of the 3, and then we're just going to wrap it around. And as it cooks, that's going to shrink down and it's going to have that bone stick up, and it is going to look fabulous.
We're just going to remove the 2 bones. Okay. These could be very easily used for stock, and will give you so much flavor. So don't think of it as a waste. On the other hand, you're gaining on a different preparation, or even for the same dish. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to leave 1 bone here. We're leaving a little bit of the fat. You could remove it all if you wish. I'm going to remove a little bit of it. And then we're just going to join it all together.
So now we really look like the traditional ossobuco. This has very much that look. It would look so great. I could just see this on a thing of cuckoo too.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, traditionally you would put it on polenta. But imagine in the Caribbean, we want to get contemporary. Let's put it on cuckoo or fungi or fufu and make it Caribbean. Let's make it our style.